Hey guys, sorry for getting on here a little late. We were finishing up a busy day and praying with the kids before putting them to sleep and just talking through uh, how we're serving people or trying to, and just reassuring the kids too. Um, but today, um, such a good Sunday, and one of the things that we um, really had in mind today, especially on my heart, I guess, was what I read in Psalms this morning about God's steadfast love and plentiful redemption. Um, and those two phrases kind of stood out to me all day today. Um, we went to our dear friend's church service. This is the church that we've been working with, some that has been um, feeding people every single day and doing a outreach service in conjunction with that. So countless people are hearing the gospel, and so it was just a joy to be together with that church. And more than half of the people there were brand new. Um, they had not ever come to a service before the war started, and the place was it's a small office space, but it was just completely packed with people, and um, these people are from all different backgrounds, and I mean this church is called Crossroads Church, Pericrostic, and they have an open door right in the worst part of our city, really, in terms of economic progress. And the people just stop in and they're starting to see a difference. And so after church, one of the guys that was there, he had been watching our kids playing with two other kids very quietly. But he stopped Natalka, was talking to her about the friendliness of the four kids there. Um, but then he also was like, I started coming to this place just a little while ago, a couple days ago, and I used to be really, really angry. I used to not want to go to churches because I just felt angry all the time. But then I started coming here, and this place is different. Um, and he started talking about how it was just everything was so positive, and the people were uh, projecting a positive attitude and peace and hope. And we're just like, yes, that is exactly what it is, because it's joy. We have joy in the midst of war, in the midst of families and everything being separated. We still have joy. It's not easy and it's not fun and it's not what we would consider good. It's not a good time, but it is a joy that passes understanding. And that's part of God's steadfast love to us, that we can experience that even in the most broken of our times. And then, the other thing, we were able to have Bogdan over again, and then two of the girls from the family that we've been working with lately. They were finally able to come join us at our house and just spend time. It's been hard to hang out because it's been so cold outside, and they haven't been allowed to come over. Um, and so today we just spent a lot of time with them, and the the smiles on all three of these young teenagers' faces is just priceless. And to me, that is part of the joy that the steadfast love of God gives us. But we also want to show them that His redemption, plentiful redemption, is available to them. And so we just want to love on them and show this joy to them, and in the midst of the war, also help them see that Jesus Christ is their redeemer. And even though all three of these kids, both of their families have really, really difficult backgrounds, we want them to know that they're loved beyond measure, and that can transform their lives. So today was just an incredible day, being able to just hang out and have fun and um, worship God together with other believers and with new seekers. Uh, just an incredible time. Uh, keep praying for the city and for the country. Um, Today was relatively quiet, but every day we're having sirens, and usually that means something's flying overhead. And today they shot down for sure a UAV, and I'm not sure if it was an armed UAV or just reconnaissance, but likelihood is they're trying to save ammunition and everything, and I think it was probably armed. Um, so we've been safe so far in the city for a long time now. I think it's been 5 days or so. Can't exactly remember the days since we had a large explosion. But that's not the case in many of the cities. A lot of them are getting explosions every minute, and that's mentally challenging, let alone just the physical toll it's taking on everything. So uh, we're very fortunate to be seeing people escaping from some of these cities finally after the initial failures of the humanitarian corridors and stuff. But they're now coming across to friends that are working on the evac routes, and Natalka is still talking to many of them, um, and many of them have become counselors for exceptional trauma. So one of the friends that we have here might even be listening right now. I don't know. He offered to help just give us a little bit of training on trauma care and some of the things to help jumpstart the recovery process after massive trauma. That's going to be invaluable because this is it's hard. Natalka has already talked to probably 3 or 4 people today alone that are in a state of extreme denial and shock. One lady was just recently evacuated from Mariupol, and she was talking about she needs to go back and get enough clothes. And she wanted to go back to get her parents that are still in the city. I don't think the seriousness of it has fully registered. So just some very hard times, and it's easy to get lost in the extreme numbers of people. I mean, we're told 10 million people are displaced. 3 million of those have officially become refugees to other countries. That's a lot of suffering and heartache. And so just keep praying for that, guys. This war needs to stop so that rebuilding can start, and rebuilding is going to be a massive effort. So we definitely need the destructive part to end very soon, and for these Russian armies to go back across the border, pull out of all the territories they're occupying, and just really turn on the government there to depose what is an exceptionally destabilizing force. We need peace to reign. So, all right, guys, that's probably enough for tonight. I thank you guys again for everything you're doing, and please know that your prayers and your support and the donations and everything are they're having an effect, and uh, it's sometimes hard to gauge that, and especially when we're talking about spiritually. But um, the conversations alone are just proving that it's needed and necessary, and it's connecting, and it is going to pay dividends for eternity. So, thank you.